Students to aim for Band 7 actually start at Band 6. So what's the missing link? In this video, you will hear Band 6 versus Band 9 answers. At the end of every question, you will hear a detailed analysis of the student responses. I've analyzed hundreds of mock tests to identify exactly what examiners reward at Band 9. Let's go. Part 1. Introduction and Interview. Good afternoon. My name is Mishak Homewood. Could you please tell me your full name? Band 6 student.
Good afternoon. My name is Charles Howard.
Band 9 student.
Good afternoon. My full name is Alice Beckett. Most of my friends and work colleagues call me Alice. So just call me Alice.
Do you study or work? Band 6 student.
I study at university now. I study economics. It is okay, sometimes interesting, but sometimes boring. I just want to finish my degree and get a job.
Band 9 student.
I am currently a university student majoring in economics. What I enjoy is that the course connects theory with real-world problems like inflation and international trade. It's intellectually demanding, but very rewarding.
Analysis. The Band 6 response demonstrates several limitations that prevent him from achieving a higher score. The vocabulary is extremely basic, relying on simple adjectives like okay and boring, which offer no depth. The sentence structures are elementary, consisting mainly of short declarative statements with minimal connection between ideas. Additionally, the response lacks specific details about their field of study and fails to demonstrate any analytical thinking about their educational experience. In contrast, the Band 9 response showcases advanced language skills and intellectual engagement. Alice uses advanced vocabulary such as majoring in intellectually demanding and rewarding, which demonstrates an excellent command of academic English. The grammar structure is complex, featuring subordinate clauses and advanced sentence patterns. Like what I enjoy is that the course connects theory with real-world problems. The response provides specific examples of economic concepts indicating both subject knowledge and the ability to articulate complex ideas. The candidate also demonstrates critical thinking by explaining the connection between theoretical study and practical applications of the subject. What do you like about your university? Band 6 students.
I like the teachers because they explain well. Also, the campus is big and has many facilities like library and sports.
Band 9 students.
I particularly like the faculty because most of my professors are approachable and passionate about their subjects. The campus itself is well equipped with a modern library, research centers, and a vibrant student community.
The Band 6 answer suffers from several significant weaknesses that limit its effectiveness. The vocabulary is repetitive and basic, using simple descriptors like big and many without providing meaningful detail. There are grammatical errors, particularly in phrases like library and sport, which lack proper article usage. The structure relies on basic connectors, like also without developing ideas coherently. Most importantly, the response remains at a surface level, simply listing features without explaining their significance or impact on the student experience. The Band 9 response demonstrates advanced language use and deeper analytical thinking. The vocabulary is precise and varied, incorporating terms like approachable, well-equipped, and vibrant student community that show advanced lexical range. This is what examiners are looking for. The sentence structure is more complex, using phrases like I particularly like, because, to show clear reasoning and cause and effect relationships. The candidate provides specific, concrete details such as modern library and research centers, rather than vague generalizations. What do you dislike about studying at your university? Band 6 student.
Sometimes it is too crowded. Also, the classes are too early in the morning, so I feel tired.
Band 9 student.
Drawback is the overcrowding, especially during peak hours in the library. Another aspect is the scheduling. Some classes begin at 8 in the morning, which makes it hard to stay focused.
Analysis. Both Charles and Alice address similar concerns, but their approaches reveal vastly different language abilities and maturity levels. The Band 6 response uses basic vocabulary with repetitive structures and simple complaints that sound informal. The phrases too crowded and too early demonstrate limited lexical range, while so I feel tired is overly casual for an IELTS speaking test. The Band 9 candidate addresses identical issues but transforms them into analytical observations. The vocabulary is markedly more advanced, using terms like drawback, overcrowding, and peak hours that demonstrate formal register and precise expression. The sentence structure is complex, featuring subordinate clauses and advanced connectors like another aspect is that show advanced discourse management. Most importantly, the candidate maintains a professional, analytical tone while providing specific context. Look at the following examples, especially during peak hours in the library, and explaining the practical impact makes it hard to stay focused, rather than simply expressing personal discomfort. How often do you read books or other materials? Band 6 student.
I read sometimes, maybe once or twice a week. I usually read books for school, not much for fun.
Band 9 student.
I read almost every day. A large part of it is academic reading, but I also set aside time for novels or articles. For me, reading is both a necessity and a way to unwind.
Analysis. The Band 6 response demonstrates a limited language range and lacks the depth expected for higher band scores. The frequency indicators such as sometimes and maybe are vague, and the vocabulary is basic throughout. The distinction between academic and leisure reading is expressed in overly simple terms such as for school, for fun, and the response fails to develop any ideas beyond surface-level categorization. The Band 9 response showcases advanced language use and personal reflection that elevate the answer significantly. The candidate uses precise frequency expressions and advanced vocabulary, such as set aside time and unwind, that demonstrate nuanced understanding of both formal and informal registers. The response shows complex thinking by presenting reading as serving multiple purposes, both practical and recreational. The phrase, reading is both a necessity and a way to unwind, demonstrates the candidate's ability to express abstract concepts and show genuine engagement with the topic, revealing a thoughtful approach to the subject. Do you find it easier to read on a computer or a physical book? Why? Band 6 student.
I find it easier to read on a computer because it is fast, but sometimes I like books because they are more comfortable.
Band 9 student.
For quick research, digital reading is more efficient because I can search instantly. But for enjoyment, I prefer physical books. They reduce eye strain and give a sense of connection with the text.
Analysis. The Band 6 answer reveals several limitations in language proficiency and analytical depth. The reasoning is oversimplified using basic adjectives like fast and comfortable, without elaborating on what these qualities mean in practice. The contrast between the two formats lack sophistication, and the explanation doesn't demonstrate understanding of the specific advantages each format offers. The grammar is correct, but elementary and the vocabulary range is quite limited. The Band 9 response demonstrates advanced analytical thinking and advanced language use. The candidate provides context-specific preferences, distinguishing between different reading purposes, for example, research versus enjoyment, and explaining the practical advantages of each format. The vocabulary is precise and varied, incorporating terms like efficient eye strain and sense of connection that show both technical awareness and emotional intelligence. The response structure is complex, using cause and effect reasoning, and demonstrating the candidate's ability to make nuanced distinctions between different situations and needs. Do you prefer reading for pleasure or for educational purposes? Band 6 student.
I read more for school because I must. For pleasure, I only read sometimes when I have free time.
Band 9 student.
Although academic reading takes most of my time, I actually prefer reading for pleasure. Novels and essays broaden my perspective in ways textbooks can't.
Analysis. This comparison immediately reveals how candidates handle personal preferences versus obligations. The Band 6 response treats reading as a burden imposed by external requirements. The phrase "I must" shows no personal agency or intellectual curiosity, while "I only read sometimes when I have free time" suggests pleasure reading is an afterthought rather than a valued activity. The reasoning is purely practical without any awareness of reading's broader intellectual or personal development benefits. The Band 9 response demonstrates sophisticated thinking through advanced grammatical structures. Listen to this sentence. Although academic reading takes most of my time, I actually prefer reading for pleasure. This creates a complex contrast that shows intellectual maturity, distinguishing between what occupies time and what provides greater value. Do you think reading will be important for your future career? Band 6 student.
Yes, because in any job you must read reports or emails, so reading is important.
Band 9 student.
Yes, absolutely. In my future career in economics, I'll need to analyze reports, research papers, and data regularly. Strong reading skills are essential to make informed decisions.
Analysis. This comparison reveals the difference between general career awareness and sophisticated professional planning. The Band 6 response treats all jobs as equivalent. Using any job to make sweeping generalizations, reports, or emails represents the most basic level of workplace literacy without understanding the analytical demands of professional reading. The grammatical structure remains simple throughout, showing a limited range. In discussing future professional context, the Band 9 response demonstrates advanced career planning through specific field identification. Listen to this sentence, in my future career in economics. This shows targeted professional preparation rather than vague job expectations. The vocabulary progression from read to analyze shows a sophisticated understanding that professional reading requires interpretation and evaluation, not just comprehension. Part 2, Cue Card. Now I am going to give you a topic that you have to talk about for 1 to 2 minutes. Here is your cue card. You may take notes if you need. Describe the best outfit you have ever worn. You should say what it looked like, when you wore it, how you felt wearing it, and explain why you consider it the best outfit you have ever worn. 1 minute for preparation is over. Please begin when you are ready. Band 6 student.
The best outfit I wore was my graduation suit. It was black, with a white shirt and a blue tie. I wore it last year for my university graduation ceremony. I felt happy because it was a special day for me. My family and friends were there, and they said I looked nice. The suit was simple but formal, and I don't usually wear this kind of clothes, so it felt special. I think it is the best outfit because it gave me confidence. When I wore it, I felt like an adult, and I was proud to finish my studies. That is why I remember it well.
Band 9 student.
The best outfit I've ever worn was a tailored navy blue suit that I chose for my graduation ceremony 2 years ago. It was paired with a crisp white shirt, a patterned silk tie, and polished black shoes. The outfit wasn't flashy, but it was elegant and perfectly fitted, which made a huge difference. I wore it on one of the most important days of my life, my university graduation. My parents, who rarely comment on clothes, both said I looked confident and mature. My friends joked that I looked ready for a boardroom meeting. What made the outfit memorable wasn't just the style, but how it made me feel. Normally, I'm more comfortable in casual clothes, but that day, wearing something formal gave me a sense of dignity and pride. It marked a transition from being a student to entering adulthood. I consider it the best outfit because it symbolized achievement and new beginnings. Every time I see the graduation photos, I'm reminded not only of the clothes, but of the emotions, excitement, gratitude, and hope for the future.
Analysis. The Band 6 response demonstrates several positive qualities that show the candidate understands the task requirements and can maintain coherence throughout their answer. Charles stays on topic, provides a clear example with relevant context, and shows some personal reflection about how the outfit made them feel. The use of the past tense is generally accurate, and the response includes basic descriptive elements about the outfit's appearance and the occasion when it was worn. However, the response reveals significant limitations that prevent it from achieving a higher band score. The vocabulary is repetitive and basic, with the word special appearing 3 times in a short response, creating a monotonous effect. The descriptive language lacks sophistication, reading almost like a basic possession. The sentence, Black with a white shirt and a blue tie is basic rather than engaging storytelling. The response is notably short at only 90 seconds when candidates have 2 full minutes available, suggesting either insufficient preparation or limited ability to develop ideas fully. The emotional depth is minimal, relying on simple statements like, "I felt happy," without exploring the complexity of feelings associated with such a significant life event. The Band 9 response represents exceptional performance across all evaluation criteria. The vocabulary is rich and precise, incorporating advanced descriptors like tailored navy blue suit, crisp white shirt, patterned silk tie, and polished black shoes that create vivid, specific imagery. Alice demonstrates masterful storytelling ability, organizing the response into clear sections covering description, context, others' reactions, personal impact, and deeper symbolic meaning. The grammatical structures are complex and varied, including advanced constructions like, "What made the outfit memorable wasn't just the style, but how it made me feel." And, "Every time I see the graduation photos, I'm reminded not only of the clothes, but of the emotions." Most impressively, the Band 9 response shows remarkable emotional intelligence and abstract thinking. The candidate explores the psychological impact of clothing, discusses personal growth and transition, and connects the physical outfit to broader themes of achievement and identity. The response demonstrates cultural awareness through references to professional contexts like boardroom meeting, and shows a sophisticated understanding of how clothing can symbolize life changes. The narrative is compelling, moving from concrete description to abstract meaning, and the language throughout is natural. Part 3. Discussion. Abstract topics. How do you think the fashion industry influences people's clothing choices? Band 6 student.
Fashion industry shows new styles and people copy. Young people especially like to follow trends.
Band 9 student.
The fashion industry sets trends that strongly influence consumer choices, particularly through advertising and social media. Many young people use fashion to express identity and belonging.
Analysis. The Band 6 response demonstrates a basic understanding of cause and effect relationships, but lacks the sophistication expected. In Part 3 of the IELTS Speaking Test, the vocabulary is elementary, using simple verbs like shows and copy without demonstrating awareness of more precise terminology. The explanation is overly simplistic, presenting the relationship between industry and consumers as a direct, unidirectional process without acknowledging the complexity of modern fashion influence. The generalization about young people, while not incorrect, lacks nuance and fails to explore the psychological or social dimensions of fashion choices. The Band 9 response showcases advanced analytical thinking and advanced language use, appropriate for academic discussion. The vocabulary is precise and formal, incorporating terms like consumer choices, advertising, and social media that demonstrate understanding of modern marketing mechanisms. The candidate shows deeper psychological insight by explaining that fashion serves as a means for young people to express identity and belonging, revealing awareness of the complex motivations behind clothing choices. The response structure is more complex, using advanced connectors and showing the ability to link specific examples, such as advertising, social media, to broader concepts like identity expression. What are the main differences between formal and casual clothing? Band 6 student.
Formal is for work or special events. Casual is for daily life. Formal is more serious.
Band 9 student.
Formal attire is structured and conveys professionalism, such as suits or gowns, while casual clothing prioritizes comfort and self-expression, like jeans or t-shirts.
Analysis. The Band 6 answer reveals limited analytical depth and basic vocabulary that restricts the candidate's ability to engage with the question meaningfully. The response relies on simple categorization based on when different clothing types are worn, rather than exploring the inherent characteristics that define formal versus casual wear. The vocabulary, like serious work and daily life, is elementary. The sentence structure is basic with minimal development of ideas. The answer lacks specific examples and fails to demonstrate understanding of the underlying principles that distinguish these clothing categories. The Band 9 response demonstrates sophisticated analytical thinking and advanced language proficiency. The candidate uses formal vocabulary, like attire, conveys professionalism, and prioritizes, which shows command of the academic register. The analysis goes beyond simple categorization to explore the fundamental purposes and characteristics of each clothing type. Formal wear conveys professionalism, while casual wear prioritizes comfort and self-expression. The response includes specific, concrete examples, suits, gowns, jeans, t-shirts, that support the analytical points. The sentence structure is complex, using advanced connectors like while to create sophisticated comparisons that demonstrate high-level thinking skills. Do you think people prefer formal or casual clothing in your country? Why? Band 6 student.
Most people prefer casual because it is comfortable. Formal only for work or weddings.
Band 9 student.
In my country, casual wear dominates daily life because of its comfort. Formal clothing is reserved for workplaces, ceremonies, or cultural events where appearance matters.
Analysis. The Band 6 response shows basic cultural awareness, but lacks the depth and sophistication required for higher band scores. The vocabulary is limited and repetitive, using simple adjectives like comfortable, without exploring what this means in practical terms. The explanation of when formal wear is used is overly simplistic and incomplete, mentioning only two contexts without demonstrating a broader understanding of social conventions. The response lacks specific cultural details that would show genuine insight into their country's clothing preferences and social norms. The Band 9 response demonstrates sophisticated cultural analysis and advanced language skills. The candidate uses more precise vocabulary, such as dominates daily life, reserved for, and cultural events, which shows a nuanced understanding of social patterns. The response provides a more comprehensive explanation of when formal is appropriate, including workplaces, ceremonies, or cultural events where appearance matters. This shows deeper awareness of social context. Thinking about the social functions of clothing shows the candidate's ability to analyze cultural norms at a conceptual level. How does the fashion industry impact the environment? Band 6 student.
It is bad for environment because many clothes are made fast and wasted.
Band 9 student.
The fashion industry has a huge environmental footprint due to fast fashion. Excessive water use, chemical dyes, and textile waste contribute to pollution and climate change.
Analysis. The Band 6 response treats this complex global issue as a simple, good versus bad scenario using elementary vocabulary that could describe any environmental problem. Notice the grammatical issues in the Band 6 response. It is bad for environment. Lacks the definite article. While many clothes are made fast and wasted, shows a limited understanding of industrial processes. The reasoning is circular. For example, fashion is bad because it's fast and wasteful, without explaining why these characteristics create environmental problems. The Band 9 response demonstrates what examiners call environmental literacy. The opening phrase, huge environmental footprint, immediately signals an exceptional understanding of environmental impact assessment. The speaker then provides a systematic analysis. Let's break this down. Alice starts by identifying the root cause, fast fashion, specifying industrial processes, water use, chemical dyes, and connecting these to broad environmental consequences, pollution and climate change. But here's what makes this response exceptional: the use of precise environmental terminology. Environmental footprint is a technical concept from sustainability science. Textile waste shows understanding of industry-specific pollution types. This vocabulary demonstrates knowledge of environmental issues beyond basic awareness. What steps can the fashion industry take to reduce its environmental impact? Band 6 student.
They can recycle clothes and use better materials.
Band 9 student.
They should adopt sustainable practices like recycling textiles, using organic fabrics, and designing clothes for durability rather than short trends.
Analysis. The Band 6 response identifies correct general solutions, but lacks the vocabulary and conceptual depth to discuss them meaningfully. Better materials is particularly problematic because it's vague and doesn't demonstrate an end-of-life understanding of what makes materials environmentally superior. The response also focuses only on end-of-life cycle solutions, recycling without addressing production processes or design philosophy. The Band 9 response demonstrates a systematic understanding of sustainability across the entire fashion industry. Value chain sustainable practices is an umbrella term from corporate sustainability, showing business vocabulary awareness. Organic fabrics demonstrate specific knowledge of textile alternatives, while recycling textiles is more precise than simply recycling clothes. Most impressively, the phrase, designing clothes for durability rather than short trends, shows a sophisticated understanding of how design philosophy drives environmental impact. This demonstrates awareness that environmental solutions require fundamental changes to business models, not just material substitutions. Do you think people will care more about sustainable fashion in the future? Why or why not? Band 6 student.
Maybe yes, because people now talk about climate change, but not everyone cares.
Band 9 student.
Yes, I believe awareness will grow, especially among younger generations. As environmental issues become urgent, people will demand transparency and eco-friendly practices from fashion brands.
Analysis. The Band 6 response shows several limiting patterns. For example, maybe yes demonstrates uncertainty that could suggest either intellectual honesty or a lack of confidence in the analysis. Another phrase, people now talk about climate change, acknowledges current awareness, but doesn't explain how this awareness drives behavioral change. Moreover, the sentence, but not everyone cares, contradicts the initial prediction without sophisticated reasoning about demographic or economic factors that influence environmental concern. The Band 9 response demonstrates advanced social analysis through several sophisticated elements. Alice says, I believe awareness will grow. This shows confident prediction based on reasoning rather than uncertainty. The sentence, especially among younger generations, demonstrates understanding of demographic patterns in environmental concern, a sophisticated sociological observation. Lastly, the phrase, as environmental issues become urgent, shows understanding of environmental crisis escalation and its psychological effects on consumer behavior. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss 2 videos I publish weekly. All the best in your preparation.